Alright. Hey guys, welcome to Boar Cup. This time it features OzzyK on Berlin versus Caramello to determine who is going to win this group. I think it's group B actually. Both are advancing already since they both beat Tulip. But yeah, it's gonna determine seed in the following round. Both should be pretty decent, so I'm not sure who was favored or not. I mean, so far Ozzy has always sort of lost just because he randomly attacked, but I don't think he's going to attempt to do this. So, like, mostly if you watch Ozzy play versus me, like, there was one big battle, I won the main battle, I sold the 2 forts, and that was pretty much it. Well, hopefully he's learned from that you can't just randomly assault or attack, because attacking you will get a penalty. Now, actually, that's interesting. I'll talk about this. Right, I need to... since I'm not observing, I need to build a spy network. Get this guy rolling. Rival Berlin. Rival Amsterdam, rival some other guy. Alright. Anyway, we won't be able to talk about the setup, but I think both are gonna do a fine setup, or so I assume. We'll see about like forts and stuff later. Mostly, I want to talk about the defender advantage, which we see is a thing. We've tested it against, because Grugi, who's a game developer, tried to claim that it did not happen. It did not happen unless your entire front line retreated at the same time. So of course, when we're looking at it, or when we're theory crafting about this, we just immediately think, well, that happens quite a lot, that your entire front line retreats at the same time. In fact, that would happen in most cases, because we're always fighting with consolidated armies. But to test this hypothesis, what we did is we set out one army with a horse. The horse pip, having different pips, was going to be affected differently, so it's going to retreat at some other time than the other infantry units. But the horse still had the same effect, that the horse stack, which was bigger, the attacking stack that had this one horse but was bigger, versus the defending stack, everything else being equal, still lost. So it shows that even though not the entire front line retreats at the same time, most likely, because, well, there's a bit of caveats to be put there, it probably still happens, and we just fail to see any reason why the defender's hidden bonus would actually work like this. So mostly Grugi showed that he had no understanding of the game mechanics, so I just don't see any reason to attach value to his statement, even though he's supposed to know the codes behind it. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna unpause. Anywho, I'll do a bit of more testing on the defender advantage. I'll need to try and make it so that I have units that are damaged by like attrition, because what does happen is you just consolidate and then you have one of your infantrymen that has like 800 after consolidation. Everything is 1000 except this one unit that has like 800 or 500 or something. And so that could actually create a difference, but even then it's not really true, because the AI, which determines where you put your units, will prefer the unit with full regiment strength. I think so, at least, right? So we should have if this is going to prevent having one unit with like 500 regiment strength, if that were to prevent everything from retreating at the same time, it would only do so at the very end. So by the time you've already been shot on your retreating reinforcements, your retreating units by the attacker a bunch of times. So just to clarify, the defender's bonus is that whenever your units are, two units are fighting, whenever the attacker retreats, the new line, the new front line immediately takes damage, whereas when the defender retreats, the defending retreating units actually get shot on or attacked one more time. So in terms of kill casualties, it looks very similar, because the kill casualties are actually inflicted on the retreating batch of defending units. But in terms of moral damage, it's very bad, because the moral damage is effectively wasted on retreating units. And that's how we looked at it, and it seems that when you have late game cannons in the mix, you need approximately 8 to 9 times, or 1/8 to 1/9 time the amount of men of your opponents more to win an offensive fight. So that's extremely sizable. That comes down to about 3.5% discipline, or effective discipline, if that's how we're gonna frame it. So yeah, that's the main cause for why we're now. If Grugi's statement is somewhat true, that there are ways to mitigate this effect, then it's extremely important for us to determine what those are, like what those conditions are to make that not happen. At least when you're on the offensive, and adversely when you're on defensive, you want to try and make sure that these conditions happen. So if you can somehow get that to work, that's why we're interested in testing it with 1 cavalry, because actually if by putting 1 cavalry in your attacking stack you can prevent the defender's advantage, then putting 1 cavalry on your stacks is actually optimal, even though cavalry is pretty trash. Bob, yes. All right, yeah. I'm also eating smart things. I should put a thing to mute myself. I'm not streaming because I want to make sure I'm not lagging the contestants. Hotkeys, there we go. Mute, there, okay. No, I don't really want that. What possible keys can I put out? Yeah, I guess this one. Alright. Okay, well, these have not been caught yet, but of course it's 35 only, so... or only from 25 on. It should be muted. Okay. So yeah, that but yeah, if there's any way to mitigate defensive, it's gonna have a massive impact on our war meta, because the entire war meta is basically defined, well, not the entire, but a big part of it is defined by the defender's advantage. The fact that whenever you take a you grant someone a defensive fight, you're at a disadvantage. That basically means that you have to try and maneuver and get past forts in such a way that your opponent is attacking you. That's why we never siege, but we always assault, right? Now, actually, it's interesting that like this in the typical EU4 multiplayer, this is clearly the meta. But here, if you looked at blitzes in my game, we were so worried about manpower efficiency and manpower and therefore military points efficiency that we were scared of assaulting just because if you think about an assault, it's 55 military points, so it's 1/5 of a slacken, which is about 120k manpower. So that is about 25k manpower lost if you think about it that way. Now, if you think about how big the defender's advantage is, I said it's 1/8 to 1/9 of units required, extra units required to win the offensive engagement, everything else being equal. Now, how many units do we have in total? At the start we have 1.3 million, but we're probably never fighting with 1.3 million men in one battle. And if you do, then whoever wins that battle, if they're good at the game, will instantly win the war. So probably not a good idea, but still, later on, like most battles will be fighting with 800 troops, maybe 900 troops, 1k troops, but effectively fighting approximately 700k. So if you consider, it's like I'm doing the math now, and I'm probably still just best to assault. If you can get off an assault, it's probably still best to get one off in terms of manpower efficiency.
Hello.
Hello, Monkey Man. Hey, Monkey. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
You?
Yeah, very good. Should be a good match. I was explaining the value of assault versus conserving the military points for slack manpower, which I do think is definitively in the, and I just spit horribly, definitely on the side of assaulting being more efficient in terms of relative manpower. But of course the difficulty is simply getting off the assault and winning it, right? Because if your opponent's in position, which a good opponent will be, because he will never commit all of his cannon stacks unless he's sure to win, right? Or unless it's very close who is going to win. Like sometimes it's down to 0 point some decimal of moral. Like, so in that case maybe you'll commit everything, but most cases you want to not commit everything, and you want to make sure that you always have a cannon stack ready to pounce, ready to prevent the assault, or ready to attack after the assault and re-establish. Now, if you attack after the assault and you have to re-assault, then in terms of military points cost, it's basically a neutral operation, or somewhat neutral operation. So in that sense, it's okay. But yeah, all right. I soon gonna have spy network on both, so I'll be able to check out their strats a little bit, or how they put the setup. It should be okay. No fort in Furringen, no fort in Oberswalds. In fact, I see very little forts in the south for Caramello, unless I... Okay, both seizing the nobility on the same date, that is a good sign. Oh, but Monkey Man, you have access to everything. How is their setup looking? Okay.
I think it's optimal for both, I think. It looks... Can't find any mistakes, so...
Okay, well that's good. Both 4 cannons, I imagine, and they're drilling. Yeah, it looks perfect, right? Look, ooh, Caramello with some pretty good generals. 655, 656, and 643. That is the nuts. Meanwhile, 643, 653, 64. Actually, 655. They both have the uber nuts in terms of generals. Very, very close there. So that determines a lot of your opening strategies, just the difference, the relative difference in generals. Here, best generals is 653 or 655, and here's a 656, and you have a second 6-5, but they both have two 6-5s.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, slightly better maneuver on Caramello's side, so if he wants, he can try and be a little bit aggressive. A 6-4.
Ozzy has a 6-5-6, so he has a better maneuver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might be able, like, if he has to cross a river, he can theoretically. But even though we stress that, there are almost always places for you to attack that are not river crossings. But it makes it so much harder to reinforce those if you always have to pass through the river or to the province where there's no river crossing.
Yeah, that's true.
So the maneuver thing is quite important. It's also important where you want to put them. Like, since you can go from Hoya to Onsenbroek, Paderborn, your lower maneuver general should be positioned here, and you want your better maneuver generals to be positioned here somewhere. Though it depends on where you want to attack from. Obviously, all those best generals should be on the vanguard, as in the cannon stack that engages into the main battle.
But Caramello has way fewer troops.
He does?
He has 218k manpower in the bank.
280k, yikes.
218. So he only has 1.
And it's gonna be a close fight. So basically, if Ozzy does this, even though Ozzy has slightly more general, not significantly, if he takes a non-river crossing, it's just fine. If they both just massively commit to that fight, then Ozzy's just gonna win that fight and probably assault a bit.
Yeah, also almost has 200k more on the field at the moment. The war should start soon. Caramello is not in position either, so he has to move.
Okay, 5 balls these on Ozzy. Oh wait, Caramello, I mean. Oh.
Yeah, also has 0 policies.
None of them have declared war. There's 1 February.
Yeah. Also declared.
Oh no, yeah.
Declared,
I'm used to being the observer. Ozzy declared. Okay.
Yeah, he declared on East Frisa.
Yeah.
And Caramello is not doing anything, just standing there.
Neither of them are in position.
Looks like they're both waiting.
How many men does Caramello actually have? Okay, I actually do have the ledger available.
Yeah, it's 1.095.
So you can see a massive difference. Now it's purely expressed in terms of what is recruited to what's not recruited, but it's always better to just have them recruited.
And Caramello also has policies activated, so
yeah. So
he's going to lose less.
Incentive is on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's moving everything slightly. That's good. Should at least occupy Nassau, which is gonna do that entire state of Hesse.
Caramello also has the discipline advisor. Meanwhile, also has manpower 1.
Okay, it's Ozzy that had this weird fort setup that I don't understand, but okay. Which is giving a lot. Like, look at this.
Yeah, he's giving away.
He's already occupying 8 provinces. That is massive. 8 provinces, 8 out of 16. You know, Caramello needs to make sure to send a lot more of his. He has a lot of stragglers at home. Can you see if they have vision of each other?
Yeah, Caramello has vision of Ozzy at least. Yeah, both have. Both have vision.
Boy, I was muted for a long time apparently. Oh well.
Yeah, both have infiltrated, so.
That's too bad because I see a lot of interesting stuff.
And it looks like Caramello is moving into Eger.
Okay. He just recruited, it seems he recruited a bunch of manpower. Okay, he's actually going on the fort. That's a big mistake. Ozzy can always.
Looks like Ozzy going to attack.
Okay,
now he's moving out.
Getting out.
Now he stops.
But he's getting caught.
Yeah.
Now he should not be a wipe. He should. So Caramello should just retreat.
But Ozzy does not have.
No, he's moving reinforced. Okay, no, he's.
Ozzy has. No, Ozzy's putting on policies now.
God damn, I'm really salty that I didn't unmute. Like I had this entire thing about the defender's advantage and the value of manpower and different strats and stuff. Oh well, I guess it's all better because that way only you and me have the knowledge, man. Rookie man. Right, so I mean, okay, a little incursion, basically nothing happens. So all that is fine and dandy because there's a lot of provinces being occupied. Ozzy now has all the policies recruited. I imagine he has the discipline advisor. Both are playing very scared, but Ozzy shouldn't be. So that's the interesting part, right? If he has vision, he can count, and he should count that he has a lot more men. Therefore, he should always attack. There's no way that he loses a battle when he has, or I mean, there are ways to lose battles, but then that would require him to make a tactical mistake. If he just committed Vanguard versus Vanguard, since he has equal general with better maneuver, like no matter where he engages from, he will always win that battle. I mean, okay, there could be RNG, you know, all nines, all to all zero. Okay, he's trying to make a sort of maneuver.
It's probably going to move to Antwerp, no? He's attacking.
Okay, he's attacking.
He's attacking. He's attacking with this 6-5. You should have, yeah.
Okay, we'll see how exactly this is gonna work out. Caramello needs to be faster on his reinforcements. He needs to window a bunch of them. He's reinforcing with the closest ones, but this is okay. There he goes.
Ozzy also needs to move his troops.
Now he's gonna have slightly too many of them, but okay. Meanwhile, Ozzy, Ozzy needs to do the same. Really needs to move those.
He's probably going to get too late if it doesn't react soon.
Yeah, you're right. Which would be very unfortunate because Caramello is sending in way too much at the same time. So he's going to take a lot of moral casualties on the back line.
Yeah, Caramello's reinforcing way too fast.
And Ozzy seems like he's actually going to almost 100% win the battle because he's...
Also he's reinforcing over a river.
Yeah, but he has 6 maneuver.
No, he doesn't have 6 maneuver in the battle. He has 5 maneuver.
Still more than...
Yeah, because Caramello has 3.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big problem. You can see that the...
Caramello should send in his 5.
Oh, Ozzy needs to hurry. Okay, he sent a lot more in. That's good.
But he still has a lot of troops in the north. Yeah, they're moving now.
Still, he's reinforcing. Oof, that was dangerous. But yeah, reinforcing too fast, huh? Definitely reinforcing too fast. So, mostly, both of them have...
Caramello is recruiting more troops, so...
Yeah.
And it will be a stack wipe.
Oh, this is pretty impactful. If it gets it, he does get it. Yeah. That was a good exchange right there. Now, I didn't look at how the dice worked out because that does matter. But oh, this might be a problem. I think here the cans are gonna break unless this. Okay, no, I didn't see this
zeros. 2 zeros in a row on this one. And yeah, no, didn't.
Yeah, no, they arrived on
time. It was
time.
close.
They arrived on time, but it was close indeed. Oh, this could get another. This is gonna be another wipe. And now, because of this one wipe, Ozzy is almost certain to lose. Like, what happened? I mean, first of all, you see the defender's advantage, okay? This is the defender's advantage, and oh, did you do? No, okay, this is more than just the defender's advantage, though. Looks like Caramello was very lucky on the dices. Like,
yeah,
it's like 3 to 4 casualties almost. It's definitely with the 2 wipes that happened.
Yeah, I think it was very lucky.
Oh my god, minus 20 and more scores. So now Caramello, if he does things right, he instantly assaults. He's going to Eager, which is a very important fort. That's the fort he wants. He doesn't want to stand there in Leipzig with that army, because that army is too vulnerable, can get wiped easily.
But you also need to remember that the war goal is in East Frisia.
30 here. What is this 30? I think Caramello just made a mistake and split some of his. Yeah, he has 10k cannons in Nuremberg. So he needs to get a leader on that, please. Like, Ozzy could have reacted sooner. But getting Ager probably would have been difficult. But yeah, he could have tried to wipe Leipzig. But this is very, very bad for Ozzy. He lost so much war score.
Yeah.
At least he can get the war goal theoretically, because it's East Frisia.
Yeah. Caramello has 0 manpower, so he's taking a bit of attrition on his cannons, which is not good.
It's a big difference here. So many casualties. There were like 200 more casualties, manpower casualties on the other side. So.
Since Caramello has 160,000 casualties in attrition in the war.
How much manpower deficit does he have? Because his cannons are not at 40.
He has 20k.
He needs to fix that.
But he can probably recruit generals in 4 months, so. And Ozzy really needs to recruit generals now, since he has 346 military points.
What is Ozzy doing? It's reacting way too slowly. Because this is extremely bad. Like, look at how much manpower is going to be lost here every month by Ozzy.
Ozzy only got 115 artillery, so he only has 2 full cannon stacks.
Yeah, you're right. He only made 3 cannons, or what? Oh no, he got the 4th wiped, yeah.
And then probably he lost some more cannons as well.
Well, clearly Ozzy needs to do something. Like, just sitting here is not going to accomplish anything. He needs to try and... Like, this position is just a winning position for Caramello. At the very least, he's just going to tick as well. If there are more forts here, there's one in Bustovic, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact...
also could take the warlord, so...
Yeah, he can even protect the assault if he wants, putting himself in Flensen and Prague. Okay, he's finally moving to the war goal, which is a good idea. But if I see this as Caramello, look at how far his vanguard or cannon stacks are. He can always assault.
Yeah.
Bustovic.
And also recruited some
even Oberslots. He can just assault Oberslots, not care about Bustovic, and then the war is over. If your country is split like this, you're never getting out. Now, the one thing that Ozzy could do in response, if that were to happen, is he can assault Meppen, but he's going to have a very hard time of holding that compared to holding Oberslawitz and Vochtlands, since he has a cannon disadvantage.
Caramello has more troops at this point, so...
Caramello just slackens. Come on, what is Ozzy doing? Okay, he's just recruiting now.
The war score is already at -46, so... Also really needs to do something soon.
The difference in dice rolls must have been utterly massive, or maybe Berlin took like the wrong policies or something. No, it doesn't seem like.
No, it was no. They both had policies. So
did you check whether he had discipline advisor during the battle?
Yeah, he had.
Well, I mean, luck, unfortunately, a part of the game.
But also changed back to manpower 1, so. Well, I think he had a discipline advisor during the battle, so.
Because if you look at the fight, now he did miss that 40k. And the cannons are irrelevant mostly. Not completely, but mostly. He had the defenders, or he was attacking, so that was one partial explanation, but not in terms of casualties difference.
And also hasn't built universities either, so.
But because Caramello like reinforced way too quickly, whereas Ozzy reinforced fine,
Okay,
you would have think that he would have an advantage. But
also taking E3 jump.
Yeah, as he should. Caramello for
Caramello is not really responding, so.
Yeah, but I mean, if Ozzy is just gonna let him, like, there you go. He just
Caramello siege down. Caramello siege down
the fort like that. That should not happen. He does have a 4 siege general, and of course that helps. But still, like, sieging is like this is a big no-no. Now this is a woods fort. Like, always Ozzy needs to fight here. He's gonna move now. Put himself into position. It's very important. Defense this fort. Okay, but Caramello's not taking it, which is the right response, because he already has enough war score from provinces.
Yeah,
he just needs to take the war goal. That's what is important for him. He keeps this position, takes the war goal, he's gonna win.
Caramello almost has 100k more troops.
Yeah. Now he has 0 manpower, so his cans are gonna start ticking in terms of attrition next month, most likely.
Yes, 2k manpower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So basically next month it's all gone. And still Ozzy needs to figure out what to do. He needs to try and do something. It's difficult because he is behind a can stack, or does he have 40? He has 340. Yeah, he does have 340. But
also can recruit new generals in 2 months, so he should probably wait and take a battle once he has more troops.
Yeah, I mean, with the war goal, he's fine from he's safe from stab hits. So, but okay, Caramello doing a move. First of all, occupying level 1 provinces. That's smart, I guess.
Caramello can actually stack wipe. Yeah.
Oh my god, what is Ozzy doing?
2 stacks stack wipe probably.
Yikes.
Yep, 2 stack wipes.
Oh no, he shouldn't pursue that. That was not smart, but I mean the 2 stack wipes of course are good. Oh, also, yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll probably just retreat, because now if Ozzy makes it in time to reinforce,
he's probably gonna make it. Yeah.
It's -1. He really needs to get out of there. Okay, he does retreat.
Yeah,
okay, so it's not like too bad. Now he could get wiped here. Yeah, he puts a general on him, which at least.
Yeah, but also didn't force march.
Didn't force march, and putting the general on, that was a good move. Meanwhile, there's this other. Okay, Bustivok. Did you see? It's a guy unsieged or assaulted, or I'm not sure what exactly. Probably assaulted.
I think it just.
I think it just okay, Caramello just saying, okay, you can take that 1k stack, though he needs to retreat the other ones, and I'll re-assault. Yep.
No, also you just stack wipe. No.
Yep. So I like that move. That was a very nice move, though.
Yeah.
To make it better, you should have retreated those other 2 stacks. But okay, well, that's a minor point. So far it's good play by Cara. Right, identifying what the priority is. The priority is this army, or even probably, but not guaranteed. What is it? Trapping the army, maybe.
And also
he needs to reinforce it though. Like this.
Yeah, but also
boy, his fucking backline broke. So now he's always losing the battle, or what? Ozzy retreats.
They're also going to assault Munster, maybe.
Ozzy retreats. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, he's assaulting Munster.
Okay. Not super lucky with dices. He's gonna have less than a full front line, but he has sufficient reinforcement there. He needs to move these other reinforcements. Now, I do want to talk about that battle. Like, I felt there was no need to retreat that quickly, and you had cannons on the front line, so that's
Yeah, but
always something you
maybe
need to
didn't
take.
maybe didn't realize that his cannons backline broke.
Yeah.
So
Probably. Okay, mass recruit from both sides. He's standing on Munster, so that's good. But
Caramello recruited too many. Caramello still has 0 manpower, so and he has a deficit of 50k.
yeah. So definitely something where Caramello can improve. He has too many mercs.
And he's taking a lot of attrition in Westfalen.
I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of attrition. He has almost 400k in Westfalen. He has 369 mercs.
Okay, now he's maneuvering, so I mean, I'm gonna let him do it, but just telling him. Okay, there we go, those are gone, so that's fine. Yeah, okay, well, I mean, you know, I personally find it okay for the... if we were to allow the exploit for like 40 mercs extra, but since Serenade seems to think that we shouldn't, I guess we'll just apply the rules uniformly.
Caramello took back Bujovic. Yeah, I think it's hard to like it happens that you sometimes get a bit too many mercs. Like it's not intentional, it just happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Serenade, people seem to want to prevent that, so we just have to be a bit careful about the making sure that when it does happen, which does happen sometime, you just delete like 10, 20 mercs, and then it's all
Yeah,
fine.
but I'm just saying like it's not intentional.
Yeah, we're not gonna disqualify if you know if it happened. Like completely, it does happen. It's just. All right, Caramello still has 3 can stacks, right? All 40. Oh, well, 39 down south, and they're out of manpower.
Yeah, and Caramello is reaching down.
Now we can recruit a bit more. Yeah, he needs to get out of Oberstdorf.
Yeah,
I don't want to take that Witch Fort at all. How is it looking? 37 war score. He just really needs to march onto East Frisia. As soon as he marches onto East Frisia, he gets to 50, doesn't he? Now, I get that what Ozzy is trying to do is to go south while this happens so he can assault Bushtovik. Should think about assaulting Eager. It's a more important fort. But yeah. Now Caramello is behind in mercs, so he can definitely buy more. Feel bad for even saying anything about the mercs. It's really just hard to prevent. Like this is the bug just happens because of the how the game works. Alright, well, I mean, they're both just standing there. I'm guessing both have the manpower advisor.
Oh, it looked like Caramello is exploiting that.
Oh, really?
I think.
Well, he did it a bit of
Yeah, he
time.
did.
Okay, he's doing it like to keep his manpower or to keep his cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but what you really want to do is split those, because he probably has manpower on his front, right? Like that 162k stack. Surely there is some manpower in the. So.
Yeah, he's manpower, true.
Yeah, so that should be where the priority lies. Ooh, he
But
walked onto
it's only
Monster. OzzyK,
maybe
okay.
20k.
15, yeah, no, okay, he takes Ansebrook, but no, he would not have arrived before. Okay,
Caramello should move to Paderborn, I think.
to Paderborn. Yeah, but I mean, can he? Like, or I mean, yes, he can, but is that not going to be a bit awkward? Like, the Monster for it is annoying. Well, I kind of want to tell Caramello that he doesn't have enough mercs, but because I don't want him to have misunderstood that.
Yeah, you can recruit 60 more mercs.
Okay. So yeah, really needs to recruit. Meanwhile, Ozzy recruited with the first minute advisor. Looks okay. He's actually moving to pattern board. Both are moving at the same time. 21, 22. So he arrives before he gets a defensive fight. Mobius, where is Mobius? Ozzy with a ruthless general, and is Caramello in position to reinforce? Does he even want to? I don't think he wants to reinforce that unless he gets really lucky dices.
He's
It looks like he's getting really lucky on the dices.
He's reinforcing.
Oh, you can actually reinforce that way, okay, but still. Yeah, still a full cannon line on the back, but he's still gonna lose.
Yeah, he's losing.
Yeah. Now that wasn't that important of a battle. He did some weird move in Magdeburg. I guess did he wipe something there?
No, I think he tried, but.
How many troops do each have? They have equal number of troops now, it looks like. But Berlin has manpower. So basically, Caramello is not being super efficient with his manpower, huh? Because he has too big of cannon stacks, and he also has actual manpower on them. So that's why he's slowly losing the manpower race, even though he has so many more provinces occupied. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 versus 4. He's also been exploiting a little bit, not excessively, but
he's attacking now.
It does matter.
Yeah, he's being a bit sloppy with regular units.
And that is very impactful because look at this stack in Paderborn. 31k on the cannons. So, and 28k on the cannons behind that one. So he only has one functional can stack at this point. 31 on this other one. Alright, if he doesn't fix that, he's gonna lose. He needs to like reduce the size of his cans to 3 can stacks. But he keeps losing a lot of attrition. Oh, I lost infiltrate. Did they, can you check whether they re-insulted? Because 5 years have passed.
Yeah.
Oh no, 5 years haven't
no,
yet passed. Never mind.
Soon.
Yeah. So that's things to keep a check. Okay, it looks like he's...
It looks like Caramello is forgetting to develop, so...
Yeah, I mean that's...
Yeah. So both are below 50
No, they have the same about 85, but both are not developing as efficiently as they should. This is a big problem though, like because of this rather poor manpower management. Okay, he's like splitting those cannons from this stack in Amsterdam to the other ones. But he really needs to make sure he only has mercs on his real stacks. Else he's just gonna bleed out in manpower and slowly start losing troops. Now, what is OzzyK doing? Still just nothing. He's gonna take Brunswick back. Which, I mean, it seems like nothing. You just take one province back, but it is not irrelevant to... Every province counts. Every province is 163 of your manpower recovery, or it's a bit less because you have the base 10k. Alright, Caramello recruiting a bit more mercs, presumably. Alright, it looks like he, I imagine he now only has regular, or what are they called, mercenaries on his 3 can stacks here, but he really needs to, he still doesn't have full cannons on one of his 3 can stacks, despite having 49 on the other one. So he needs to transfer here. He needs to split this stack 100%. Even if they're like mercs, still you would want them in position to reinforce. Oh, he could go into Brunswick there. But he's protected, whereas Brunswick is not protected by rivers at all. How about generals? Still the same generals here? 6-5, 5-5, 6-4, 6-4. Looks like Caramello might have lost one general, but he does have Master of Arms on one of his generals, more importantly. Meanwhile, it's Ruthless for the other one, but that is similar in terms of quality.
Yeah, also has a defensive planner on one.
Guess what?
Defensive planner per shock damage received.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
10%.
Oh, yeah. The other 6-5. So his best generals got the traits, and pretty good ones. Okay. Well, Caramello really wants to take... Now there's a distinguishing feature between the leaders. You really want to fight this with the Master of Arms versus the Ruthless one. But this can stack is a big problem. He needs to try and fix this issue. Both are very scary though.
And also he's developing.
Berlin Ozzy just developed a law. She's gonna help him. He's also has a moral advantage because he's still the one who declared, and that does give the power projection.
Both can insult a new.
I am so bothered by this. So bothered by this. Whatever it's called. Okay, we can see a little bit in terms of the coloring. Right. Because of the devastation. Alright, well, Caramello is finally regening a little bit of manpower on these cannons. Now, if Ozzy had noticed this, he should have attacked onto Westfalen a long time ago with his ruthless general. Could probably take that fight. And the cannons are gonna stay on the back. So now they're at 39k, so it's still not optimal, but it's too late now to get like a really big advantage. If he had just engaged into those 33k cannons, he wins that fight. Presumably, right? Because let's remember what happened in that very first battle where the casualty ratio was just insane. Alright, let's check the amount of troops. Amsterdam just slackened. Now, because he just did that, he really wants to push. Whenever you slacken, you have an opportunity. Unless you can see that your opponent is slacking at the same time and recruiting, but you can gauge that.
Yeah, Caramello has about 70k more troops.
Yeah.
They both have the same amount of
doesn't
manpower
have a
in
good
back.
attack here. He doesn't have a good attack in Brunswick, so. But he has a good attack in East Frisia, from Groningen to East Frisia. So if you're going to take a fight, there's where you're going to take it. It's also the province that you're interested in. Now, on the other hand, it's more like he will not be able to wipe reinforcements or anything, but that's fine. Like you can take probably with 70k ahead, a bit less, but you can probably take a main battle. It's always all about counting. So there's also just a thing that you're looking at how much attrition is my opponent taking versus how much attrition am I taking. And Aussie stacks are slightly... Oh, Caramello tried to do something, but... well, no, all three stacks together are about as big, so I think they'll be... regenning. Can you compare the recovery, manpower recovery on both sides?
Yeah. Aussie has 3.88.
Yeah.
And Caramello has 4.58.
Well, okay, so there's a big difference. You get, in the provinces, it's so much more. Of course, if you think about one development loss, but here it's effectively six manpower.
But Caramello also has below 50 population, so
it's getting less military points.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now they need to insult, right? Expect neither of them to have insulted?
Yeah, neither has.
Yeah, it's just the kind of things you need to remember. Look at the timings and stuff. Later on, you have to remember the icon. You have to remember to make sure that you still have the advisors. Oh, there's like a random stack. Hopefully those are mercenaries. The 35. Because if you're actually getting attacked by your manpower by mercenaries, that is a big advantage.
Yeah, Caramello is attacking with manpower.
Oof, needs to get that out.
But also is doing the same, so...
Okay. Because imagine if you just, like, 35k manpower, that is a lot of men. That is a whole lot of men. Now, still just sitting there, both very scared. I mean, I guess slow and steady wins the race, but I can never do that. At least I gotta try and do some maneuvers to see if maybe I can get a wipe here or there, or get something off. You know what you can try effectively is you just using your mercs and you take a random engagement, opponent reacts to it and starts massing his manpower troops. You know you're just gonna retreat out, but your opponent doesn't know this, so he's gonna start to reinforce, but then when he does that, he takes a lot of attrition on his manpower troops. And that is obviously a possibility. Okay, also just slackened and recruited.
And also lost his infiltration. So we can't see what he's doing.
Very close right now in terms of infantry. Only 30k difference, but more being recruited. So now Berlin with more men. We'll see how much more he'll get.
He has almost
also, he has less, I didn't even think about that, but he has less provinces to recruit from, so that does impact a little bit. Okay. very close indeed in terms of army.
Yeah, also should have about 40k more.
No,
When
right
he's
now they
done.
have exactly the same amount.
They have the same now, but also should have more when he's done recruiting.
He's still recruiting another batch? Okay, yes he is.
Yeah, he's recruiting.
He made cannons
Yeah,
though. He made cannons. He made a fourth
yeah, he
stack
made
of
cannons.
cannons. So he's like 7k ahead in infantry and he's gonna have one more cannon stack. I think it's a mistake at this point to make another cannon stack, but he might prove me wrong.
Well, it could work out, but he needs to be able to use it. So
Yeah, I mean you're focused on winning a battle at this point, more likely than not. Not doing fancy assault. At the very least, they've not been doing. There's not really been any fancy maneuvering, so that cannon not that impactful. Like the cannons is really about determining the early game strategies and seeing what you can get done. You need 4 cannons if you want to win quickly and fast, right? But
yeah,
if you want to prevent from losing quickly and fast. But after the dust settles and a lot of manpower has disappeared, the cannons are less important. You're not going to take 4 fights with 1.3 million guys. You can take 4 fights, but when you have 600 guys total, taking 4 fights is probably not a good idea. Both so scared. Yikes. Yeah, that monster fort is very problematic.
yeah, and also he's still using his manpower advisor. He's getting a bit more manpower.
Now, I think
he just needs to remember
Ozzy
to
is clearly like
take the discipline.
he's doing what I thought he was going to do. He's just going to go to Bushevich, use this extra cannon advantage. Now he does need to get value out of it, because he has mercs on it, I imagine. So if you're in this position, you see this as Caramello. There's multiple choices. Either you try and react to Busheva. I think this is a mistake. I think you just take the fight at East Frisia right now, and say you have so many of your mercs there. Fine, we're going top. You're gonna take manpower casualties.
And also lost his general.
Yeah, not that it matters that much.
He might not. Yeah, he won.
Alright, Caramello reacting bottom, but yeah, it's too late. Probably not that impactful. Like this is where your attention should lie. This objective, and if someone is moving so many troops away, like of course he's gonna get there in time. So it's not that you're gonna win the battle, it's that you're gonna deal a lot of manpower casualties. Now instead, Caramello instantly gonna assault it. This is a fine decision.
Yeah,
but he needs to get his troops ready to reinforce. Oh, it's -2. Okay, never mind. There's no way. Like as soon as Ozzy was gonna retreat out of that. So that was all in all good for Caramello, since he gets a little bit of war score. EK should not try and catch, because if he goes in upper slots, he's going to get wrecked. Also, though actually I said this is a good engage, but he does lose manpower for very little gain.
Also does not have
he just attacked him on Boar. Okay. It's a 6-6 versus 6-5, but with 10% infantry combat, so probably similar. Hesse, what is the siege? Okay, so there's no river crossing, but he doesn't make it on time, and he has infantry on the back row. He needs to get out. It doesn't realize it. It looks like he keeps reinforcing. That's not gonna happen. Okay, he does realize. Yeah, just retreat out. Makes sense. Okay, Caramello really needs to reorganize his troops right now, because he's going to take a lot of manpower. Okay, overstick that he needs to react to.
But Ozzy has not infiltrated yet, so...
If he makes it on time there, it's going to be very good. Okay, Ozzy retreats.
That can be a wipe.
Very important. Oh no, this is a fucking disaster for Ozzy.
Yeah. Ooh, that was
Well,
close.
he makes it on time, but still, that were probably a lot of troops lost. Now Caramello does have so many. Okay, insta retreat. Yeah. So Caramello taking a lot of attrition here on his stacks.
Also gonna make a minister now. I see that.
It's gonna be out of manpower once this sticks. Oh, but he does manage to get on East Frisia.
I'm gonna stack wipe in Bremen, I think.
Yeah, looks like goes to Hoya now, I imagine. Oh, there's a fort in. Still, if once he gets East Frisia. Oh no, because Munster is blocking too. He needs to get the moral tick on these guys. How about the cannons? 40 cannons.
The Caramello has more troops now, so
9 cannons.
should probably win the fight. I think.
Yeah, he wiped. That does matter. Yeah, he has a lot more men.
Yeah, he's taking back Minster as well.
Okay, so no, but why is he not standing on East Frisia though? That's the only thing he needs to do. Stand on East Frisia, and then he can start stab hitting. He's taking Munster, but really you should just put a troop there. All right. So where did everything go wrong here for Ozzy? Like it was similar numbers, right? In terms of
yeah, but he tried to go for restrict. It failed.
Right.
So he got a bit.
Right, he got almost wiped there, so that actually lost him a lot of men.
Yeah.
All right, so Caramello really needs to. Okay, he just separated those manpower men. It looks like the 160k. It's so painful to see that. Like that should get wiped instantly. But I mean, I guess you can react to it if you force march and stuff. But
so Caramello should probably just stand here.
Yeah. Caramello should stand here and stab hit right now. He should not do this. That is a big mistake. Now, I mean, Ozzy not reacting, so it's fine. But like tactically it worked out, but strategically definitely a mistake. You just stab hitting, you're winning. Okay, but I mean that's pretty much.
He sees that Ozzy's not in position, so I don't think there's a reason to not take it.
Well, I mean, you just put a general on it. It's instant, right? It's I think Ozzy accepted the loss, which makes sense. All right. I'm gonna go to the main channel.
Bug happens, but happens.
GG.
How? Don't know.
Is that a bug?
Yes, that's totally a bug, but
what makes that bug happen though?
Wait, what
I don't know. Like, you had a peace deal opened, right?
Oh. Yeah.
No, they're all on the top.
Well, then I don't know. Like, that's really.
That was a 2+2
yeah,
stab.
yeah, I know. Like, that was only the second stab hit, so you shouldn't be force paced that quick.
Yeah. Fuck, that's okay.
Like, I thought that. Like.
That's annoying.
So what?
Yeah.
You accidentally or something happened?
No. I had two. Like I was being stabbed. I had 2 stab in the top, like 2 peace deals in the top.
Yeah.
And one of them was like blinking really hard, so it's about to expire and I'm about to lose 1 stab. So like meanwhile I'm running down to try and unsiege 1 fort while he's up here in the north, trying to save myself. And then the peace deal goes through. Instead of losing 1 stab, I lose all of it. And then yeah, I pieced out apparently.
Like that stab hit worked multiple times.
I've never had that bug, but
well, actually, you can see it even in usual game, like when you mark some country of special interest, you can see like it declined 1 peace deal like 10 times in a row in 1 second.
Huh.
So that happens pretty often, but not always. So
that's super annoying. I had like several hundred admins saved up in case you. Fuck. That's really annoying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that sucks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you were in a losing position. I mean, very unlikely to get out. I'm not gonna say that 0 chance, but
like I think it would have been possible because you had a lot of big stacks with force marshal with less moral, so I think it would have been possible. But also, like Yeah, I think it's a bit bullshit, but like at least this doesn't kick me out of the tournament.
No, definitely. If it were like kicking you out, we would.
Yeah, if this kicks me out, I'd be mad. I'd demand a rematch.
But
considering
I think considering the lesser stakes and the fact that Caramello was quite ahead, we'll just call it and say Caramello won.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, GG.
GG. Did you, like, I saw some shit in the chat, did you hire extra merc stacks or something? Well,
at one point I hired, accidentally, like
at some point
30 extra mercs or something like that, and when Distinct wrote that, I disbanded half of it.
Yeah, he disbanded it instantly.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't in battle or anything.
No, it's just it happens. Like sometimes if it's regardless of when it happens, you just spam click because you have to hurry because you have a lot to do.
I'm so sad I didn't get Amsterdam because I've never played Berlin and I don't know the fort setup. So like,
I thought
it's so much easier in that case.
No, sometimes I thought like, oh, he can't move there, and then use that wipe 2 on my.
In terms of you do need to watch that and determine what are the best forts are, because you really need a fort on where is it, on Furingen and on
I need to.
Those 2 forts are some of the most important forts. Also, did you have one on Ditmarsh? Yeah, you did. Okay, that one is key as well.
You said like, oh, I'm unpausing. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know where to place these forts. Okay, just make a line.
Put them randomly.
Yeah. I'm like, people put forts here and here. I guess I'll do
the
same.
You know, no excuses. Enough people played on Berlin to see where the forts need to go.
I guess my cockiness of saying, oh, I'll always play Amsterdam and I'll always win.
And I always play Berlin, so people at least can
Well, that's the problem with Berlin. Like, it's not obvious where to put forts as Berlin, but it's pretty obvious when you play Amsterdam. Like, you have something like 4 key forts you need to place, and that really helps.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're supposed to play. It's better in Stade than Bremen. Why the fuck did I put one there?
Well, I mean, mostly the way the match typically goes is fighting in Berlin happens around Munster, most important fort, whereas fighting Amsterdam resolves around Munster, but fighting in Berlin is always in the south. So you want to make sure that the south is well protected.
I was really surprised when I had Munster sieged and I saw that I wasn't able to move even to Brunswick and up, like to Hanover or any province upper. That was really frustrating.
It depends on where your return province is. But what was I gonna say? Actually, to be fair, Ozzy, like this match was determined so much by that first battle. And did you see the casualties?
Yeah.
What battle?
I was like, oh, I should retreat from this, and then
no, there was not.
I thought I had the defensive advantage. I'll try.
No, you were the offensive party in Oberstfolz or something.
Oh
like
fuck yeah, that's true.
The very first battle, that was 20 war score, 1 for Caramello in Oberstfolz. Caramello.
Yeah, I realized, like, after that battle, I looked, and he got, like, ticking war score and a couple of forts, and I'm like, oh, I'm at negative 44 war score.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, but it was very lucky because you dealt 480k casualties, where Caramello dealt 600k, so you must have gotten super lucky on the dice.
Oh.
Because I really thought that Ozzy was gonna win in terms of, like, you made a couple of mistakes with reinforcements being picked off. But your reinforcement timing in general is much better, so Caramello took a lot of moral damage on this back line.
Yeah. Like, I was afraid that I was going to lose, and then I saw that I have 300,000 of reinforcements, and I don't need to put more. Yeah.
So from the looks of it, I was like, okay, there's defender's disadvantage in favor of Caramello, but Caramello is reinforcing too fast, and Caramello also started off with a bit less men, but he did recruit them somewhat, and then you got the 40k wiped. The cannons are mostly irrelevant in terms of winning the actual battle, but somehow 120k difference. I couldn't believe it, so I felt like, maybe he didn't have the discipline advisor, but no.
I liked him for like couple of days, and then
but no, you were fairly or quick enough at least. Yeah, so that was just
like I saw like battle engaged, sent some reinforcement stacks in, and then swapped up vice.
Anyway,
But, like,
I didn't stream because I wanted to make sure that my internet would not fail.
Yeah,
But I did record and I'll upload if people want to see like me commentating on what the mistakes are and the good plays and stuff like
Or
that.
like all I'm hearing is that we should do a rematch and I'll play Amsterdam here. Yeah.
All this Amsterdam nonsense, yeah.
Like Amsterdam is so good though, and I've only played Amsterdam. I've never played Berlin before.
I mean, I'm still. Alright, like I'm still not 100% convinced that Amsterdam is better than Berlin, but we'll see. We'll see if
Like,
this keeps going.
especially if you get the fucking Nassau declaration. It's a done deal if you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, Nassau and East Frisia E, so you do have an advantage. And I did prevent province renaming.
Yeah, that's good. That should always be off. Like if someone does that, like
No, I did that.
insta-lose.
It's such a nice.
You should insta-lose. That's not cool.
It's such a
and
good,
you know that's
good
not cool.
idea. It's such a brilliant.
No,
idea.
actually, it was really funny when I saw your fight with Crazy Blitz Distinct, and you renamed that province that is usually being the war goal.
Of course, it's so smart.
Yeah, that was really incredible. Like,
Next level strats.
well, things like that actually should be allowed, and because
No, I
like,
think
it's part of war, or like.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna make the rule, because if you can change it like one day before, then you can't. There's no real counterplay available. So I think I'm gonna make the rule that you can change up to the 31st of December, and then it has to be fixed. So at least if you think about it, you can check it, and you're like, okay, Nassau is now called XX77, something like this. But then there's like the next level where you're going to rename like most of your province some cancer names.
Do you know what you should do if you're Berlin and you're really fucking cocky? You rename Nassau to AAAAA.
You could rename everything to the same name, so.
AAA, yeah. It's the ultimate trash talk.
Oh shit! I need you back.
But yeah,
Berlin.
I mean, probably Berlin. Probably we'll need to switch like Nassau for Patternborn to make it more equivalent. But come on, the Berlin advantage is very sizable as well to arrive on the same day and be the defender.
But also, by the way, Caramello, you're really fucking good at like lightning strikes to get at my fucking reinforcements.
Yeah, like that's the only thing like I wanna do in a war. That's the easiest. Instead of looking at reverse generals, you can just wait until your enemy will allow you to kill 40,000.
Yeah, but come on, Ozzy, that's mostly on you, huh? It's you who's putting your guys vulnerable.
So, like, some places, yes. Some other places, I was like, okay, this is covered by my forts. No, it's not. Okay. And then, like, I even thought of that with my, like, in one of the battles in the east, I took my cannon stack and took the mercs off, and I let my cannons stand there because I was like, oh, this is covered by my fort. No, it's not. And now you lost cannons.
Not. Of course it wasn't
So,
covered.
like, but like as Amsterdam, I've played with the same fort setup so many fucking times that I know everything. I'm like, okay, I can move everywhere.
You're supposed to know the fort rules, people. They're not easy to know, but you gotta learn them.
Like, I know the fort rules, but like, I'm not used to having forts there and them interacting that way. But like,
and
as
we also
Amsterdam,
chose Germany because in principle this is where most of the fighting happens, so...
I want to die.
Yeah, I mean it happens. You live and learn. You always
Have
gotta
to
have your sentinel on the right. At least you're moving on, huh? You beat Tulipin, so that was. But to be fair, beating Tulipin, like who doesn't beat Tulipin nowadays?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tempted to challenge.
I'll give you some tips, Caramello. Things you need to watch out for. You gotta be like. At some points you reacted a bit later, but it took you way too long. Is you had cannons with not enough manpower, so low regiment strength cannons. And the reason...
You mean I had them?
Yes, you had those.
Yeah. I
And
know.
you reacted, but it was like way too late. Ozzy had a massive opportunity to take a fight. I think it was in Paderborn or whatever, and he always wins the fight. Or I mean, you eventually retreat, I imagine, if that happens. But so that was an missed opportunity by Ozzy. But it's mostly because you have too big cannon stacks with too many men on them. So you're taking a bit too much attrition on the cannons, making you lose manpower. But mostly, for most of the war, you actually had some manpower on your cannon stacks. So they were constantly taking attrition.
Me or him?
No, Caramello.
Yeah. Because I know I did it, but I did it because my mercs weren't nearby, so I was like, okay, I can't let him, like, bait him into attacking me when I'm not prepared, so I let them stand on them for a while.
So yeah, so for you, Caramel, that's like really where you need to improve is make sure that you only have mercs on your cannon stacks.
Well, I had them, but after the first battle, I just like clicked on everything, merged them, and started assaulting. And after that, everything was fucked up. Like it took me really lots of time to repair that and fix my stuff.
Exactly, it took you too long. That because you took like probably over 150k manpower loss because of that. Like because you had the 200 manpower advantage after the first battle, and then it got closer.
And they all burned.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anywho, that was a pretty good game.
No, I got stomped.
Poor Ozzy.
Like the first battle.
It's okay. Yeah, but the first battle...
I even got good generals.
But he did too. Both sides had as good generals as you can hope for. Even with good trades.
My generals were really good.
6-6 later on.